Hey everybody, it's Mr. Giles. I have a couple notes I want to relay to you before we get into today. I started grading today, so you should be seeing some of those things you did last week. You should see the points popping up in the grade book. For the discussion, the one that was on American principles, I want you guys to, when we're doing these discussions, think deeper. Third hour, I think, did a pretty good job of this. In sixth hour, some of you had some posts with substance, but others of you didn't. With the sentence count, I'm not giving you a sentence count because I'm just trying to be a stickler, and I want you to write 5 sentences or 3 sentences or whatever it may be. I'm giving you that because I really want you to push yourself to write more, rather than just writing really short sentences that they don't have really much to them. So when I've done things like this with these discussions before, it helps me if I think about what the prompt or the question is before I write it. And usually if I take some time to think about it before I start typing, I will easily be able to come up with enough to write about. And another thing, there's too much agreement. You guys are agreeing about everything, and that's no fun. So I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 of you said you disagreed with somebody. So, I mean, maybe this was the case this time. You just agreed with each other, but maybe next time, if you disagree with somebody, throw that in there. So last week, on Monday, we finished up with big business. And in lesson 3, we're going to move towards the Industrial Revolution from the perspective of like laborers, people that worked in factories, and also farmers, and how these people were impacted by industrialization and the rise of big business. There's kind of going to be 2 parts to this lesson. The first part is covering chapter 9 and 2 sections from that. And this is the part that's covering industrial workers, the laborers. And the second part is coming from chapter 11 and 2 sections from that. And that is the part that covers the perspective of farmers. So that's why there's really 2 chapters that were, not the whole chapters, but we're taking parts from 2 chapters in this lesson. So today is September 15th. Here are your learning targets. Describe sources of conflict between labor and employers during the late 1800s. Explain the role of labor unions in the late 1800s. And describe characteristics of the 2 major labor unions that formed in response to big business. So as always, they're going to start with the Start Here video, which is this. And then you're going to watch an introduction video that kind of talks about the labor movement and what Labor Day is really all about and why we celebrate that. And this is all in the Unit 1 Lesson 3 folder. So after that introduction video, you're going to do your assigned reading of Chapter 9, Sections 1 and 2. And after that, we'll have the vocabulary worksheet for those sections. And then make sure you submit that. We're going to watch the lecture video, which covers 9.1 and 9.2. And in that reading and in a lecture, you're going to learn about the Haymarket Square riot. So I posted a video for you to watch that kind of gives some more details about that. And then finally, the last thing you're going to do is you're going to go to this assignment, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory assignment. And you're going to go to this resource right here. So what I want you to do when you get to this is I want you to read through the story here. Just click continue so you get through all the different parts of it. They're all listed up here too. So get through all of that so you can learn about what the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire was. And this happened in New York in 1911. And then after you read about that and you have an idea of what that's about and what it was, what happened, I want you to go right up here to the top and click on primary sources. All of these are primary sources from the event, like newspaper articles, people wrote in diaries or interviews, letters. They wrote about what they saw and what they experienced during this event. So what I want you to do is pick 3 of these and read them. And then after you do that, you're going to answer these questions related to the 3 resources that you read. So you're going to tell me which ones you read, describe what it was, like was it a letter, was it a newspaper article, who wrote it, and then give me a summary of what you read in that. And then after you do that, tell me, based on what you learned, what is the significance of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire as it relates to the labor movement and the changes that brought about? And all of this is in Unit 1, Lesson 3 folder under Unit 1 in Schoology. All right, well, that's all I have for now. So you can get started on that. I will talk to you next time. And if you need anything, remember to email Mrs. Beatty and we will get on that and help you out the best we can.